Well, they're
I mean, we saw this
people.
with the
They
cli-
vary so
with the
widely.
climate change stuff. I have a dark secret that I never tell anyone, which I'm going to reveal to you.
You don't believe in climate change?
Oh, no, I'm perfectly happy about admitting that. I don't believe in man-made
I
climate
was
change.
like, this motherfucker.
No, I don't believe in man-made climate change at all. But
You don't?
No,
You don't believe in it?
no, I don't think it's. I don't think
Oh.
we're affecting the climate significantly. No,
No?
no.
So
I
all
don't.
those scientists, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about?
Well, this is my dark secret. So for I think 2 years, nobody knows this. I'm going to lose. This is going to be my last shred of conservative credibility. It's going to
Okay.
be gone after this show. I worked for a climate change NGO, and I saw. I went to the UN. I was in the front row for Al Gore's speech. I was in Bali. Went to all the UN stuff. Went to all their events, and I saw firsthand just what a load of what a crock of shit so much of it is.
Really? How so?
I mean, look, we now know the IPCC reports in the UN are, total horse shit. Lead authors are asking for their names to be removed from them now because they've turned into ideological political documents. They have no basis in climate science whatsoever anymore. But even in the early days when they were supposedly better, I saw papering over of data. I was asked to do it, and I didn't. I saw people omitting data sets that didn't fit with their hypotheses. I saw people getting in reports from scientists and rewording them to make them more extreme and more alarmist. I saw all of this happen, and I saw all this happen in multiple organisations whose sole purpose was to be extremist about climate change, and I came to believe that the whole thing was a crock of shit, and I left.
So,
I quit.
do you think that what happened? I mean, I know very, very, very little of this. So I'm just gonna take this at face value and just debate you, not even debate you, just ask you questions.
Yeah.
Do you think that what is happening is that an industry has been created, and
That's certainly a part. That certainly is true that there is an industry. I'm not going to suggest that the whole climate change establishment is the result of some people rent seeking, although there is some of that going on. But there is definitely a climate change industry. There's no doubt about that.
Right, and it also is one. It's something that it's like saying that you don't believe in vaccines.
No, I don't think it's the same. You look.
But it is to public opinion.
No, I don't think that's true. I think
You don't
public,
think so?
public opinion. Well, you never hear about it because the media will never dare tell you. The
But I mean,
public
a
is
person-
much more skeptical about many of the same people who don't believe in climate change. Also anti-vaxxers, right? But I don't think these two things have anything in common, and one of them is right, and one of them is wrong.
Which one's wrong? Anti-vax is right, or
people
wrong?
should vaccinate their children,
Right.
And climate change is bunk.
But if you
many
say that
people
you don't
believe that
believe in climate change, a lot of times
Well, I don't
people
believe
throw
in
you in
man.
the same
I
sort
don't
of
believe
extreme
in
wacko.
Well, I don't care what they lump me in with. I care about facts, not being, not whether somebody lumps me in with the wrong group of people. I've never cared about that. I don't care what people think about me. I care whether my argument is sound and whether I'm right, and also whether I'm funny and entertaining and people like me. But I don't care if somebody, but people write guys like us off all the time, right? They certainly write me. I was a misogynist, self-loathing homosexual, as you did today on, wrongly. People do this all the time, and it's just another way that the left has of delegitimizing the speaker because they don't like the arguments. Rather than attack the argument, you call the speaker self-loathing.
Got it. There's a lot of articles. This is really interesting because I Googled it while you were talking about how there's a quote that gets bandied around a lot. 97% of climate scientists agree. And there's a lot of fucking articles that says that's horseshit.
Yes,
a lot.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's ever been true. I think that 97% of climate scientists agreeing on climate change is in the same category of immortal myth that the campus rape culture statistic is. It's one of those sort of unquestioned. It's become a fact meme. It's one of those things that's uncritically reported, and it's been repeated so many times that people don't even feel the need to ask for a citation anymore. And so, for example, when you hear the stuff about the rape statistics or the pay gap, people take it. It's such an established part of accepted statistic now. People have stopped bothering to ask for evidence to justify it. I don't think it was ever true, the 97%.
Well, you would know probably better than a lot because you were actually there on the front lines and you watched people actually fuck with evidence and
Yeah, I did.
omit things and add things. And well, what was the when you were there and this was all going on, like what was the philosophy behind
It's
this?
politics. It's all politics. Climate change has never been about science. It's always been about politics. And this is when right wingers sometimes sound a bit conspiratorial, a bit crazy, right? When they say, "Oh, it's all a construction of the liberals." Like 97% of scientists is a construction of liberals. Oh, just get out, right? I understand how that conversational moment comes to happen. But all I can tell you is that it was climate change for me as an observer. Look, for the scientists concerned, it was primarily a political project. It was a lot to do with the sort of UN global guilt about poverty and the third world. Climate change was this issue that was going to fix everything, right? It was going to fix poverty in the third world. It finally addressed the sort of white guilt they all feel and gave them all a real reason to feel bad about being who they are. It gave them that sort of terrible, it gave them the justification to beat up on capitalism, which they all hate. Gave them the justification to beat up on the Western way of life. And James Delingpole, my Breitbart colleague, wrote a book about watermelons. Green on the outside, red on the inside. And his point was that his thesis is that dressed up in the language of environmentalism and climate change concern is actually just socialism, anti-capitalism, and sort of this weird anarchic desire to see the developed world burn on the part of very politicized scientists. And I have to say, based on what I saw, he's right.